There you go, sir.
All right, so we're in part two of the definitions that we're going to learn as security, and now we're going to talk about the trespassing. Trespassing. Who I didn't have him call them. All right, what is trespassing, ma'am?
Trespass on property without permission.
All right, folks, that's not a crime. To trespass, we call it a civil trespass, is not a crime. It is not a crime to be on someone's property without permission in Georgia. The crime is when you've been warned not to be on the property here in Georgia. Okay, we call that a CT. I'm gonna give you an example. I'm walking my dog Coco. I'm a good neighbor, so I have my little doggy bag here. All right, because when he goes use the restroom on Mr. Johnny's yard, I can go ahead and scoop it up, right? Okay. While I was scooping it up, Mr. Johnny has nothing to do, looks and says, "Hey, get off my yard, you're trespassing." Should I be going to jail from trespassing? I am trespassing. Should I go to jail from going out and just picking up the stuff? Yeah, I shouldn't be going to jail for that. So that's why I tell you, it's not a crime to do a simple trespassing. You have to be warned first. Okay? Now, while I was standing in his yard, picking up my dog's belongings, I was standing on his sprinkler head, broken. Now he can sue me, because I didn't have permission to be on his property. That's a civil matter. Everybody understand that? That's a civil matter, not a criminal.
Damage something on
Yes, yes, I can be sued for that. Because I didn't have permission to come on his nice St. Augustine grass. Okay? Now let's look at it. Now, all of a sudden I see a sign on Mr. Johnny's yard that says, "No trespassing." And just past that was another one. That means you, stranger. And I keep walking. All right? Now, am I breaking the law now?
Yeah.
Yes. But that sign, folks, have to be conspicuously. That means you didn't have to look for it. It has to be conspicuously posted. Okay? In order for that, we call this a CT, criminal trespassing. That would be go ahead with the next one. Trespass after warning.
Vicarious liability.
No, go ahead and do trespass after warning.
Oh,
Number 11.
oh, okay. Trespassing, after being warned on the property, after being there, warn, criminal charge.
That's a criminal charge. Folks, if you're on that man or woman's property, and there's a big sign that says, "That means you, stranger, don't walk on my property." All right? And I call it a hard-headed crime. And folks, I'm here to tell you, the judge will give you 30 days first offense. Ask a homeless guy. Especially DeKalb County was bad with that. DeKalb County was bad. That judge will give you 30 days first offense. Okay? But you know what? It's one of those public nuisance laws. They know you've done it to this company, you did to this store down here, and that store down there. Okay? Folks, the judges get all these complaints from the community, the business community. This person's always there. He's always paying out there. So they know whenever you get you, and a homeless guy would know, I do not want to do CT. You charge me anything else. You can charge, the man can get charged with possession of crack cocaine first offense and be out within a day or two. All right, but that CT, 30 days. Some of those misdemeanors they're strict on it. And he does not, that homeless guy does not want to spend his 30 days in the post. Okay? All right, and these are the things that I have witnessed in this industry. Vicarious liability. Go ahead, sir.
Succession of liability from management to security.
Oh, that's very interesting. Anybody ever heard that before?
No.
Anybody? All right. I had one. One class. They just didn't understand it. I said, "What? It's a section of liability from the management or owner of the company all the way down to you." And they still didn't understand it. I said, and you excuse my language. I said, "When shit rolls downhill." He said, "Oh, I understand it." Here we go, folks. Here we go. All right. That's that hill. That's that big ball right there, right? And it's heading down this way, and you, lone security officer, is standing there to catch it. Now, before it hits you, it got the owner, the CEO of that company. It got the client, your supervisor, If you had a team leader, you had him too. All of them were served with a warrant, no, served with a subpoena. Got sued, everybody got sued. Lolly, Dolly, everybody. Okay? This is called vicarious liability. So when you mess up, the lawyer is going to play what we call deep pockets. Deep pockets. You may not have $100,000. He may have it. If he don't have it, the insurance company have it. The client, if they don't have it, well, they're going to have it. Then his insurance company going to have it. Supervisor. Well, you should have been providing adequate security for that security officer out there. We're going to sue you too. Team leader. You were working out there with the security officer. We're going to sue you too. Then, last but not least, we'll get you too. We'll sue you too. Folks, that's vicarious liability. You need to understand it. So when you mess up out there, not only are you going to get in trouble, and yes, you will get indeed subpoenaed to go to court because you've been sued, been served. You may not have the money. So all these people, let's say for example, they paid. The company, all the insurance paid. All right? And you don't have any money because the company left you out to dry because you operated outside of your scope of employment. So the company said, no, we didn't have nothing to do with that. We'll go ahead and pay and take responsibility for this and that and that. But that security officer shouldn't have done that. He should have known better. Mm-hmm. All right? So they're going to sue you. You may not have $100,000, but they're going to put $100,000 on you. And as a judgment, it'll be on your credit report. Okay? Mm-hmm. You may win the lottery next month. They're gonna get their $100,000. They're gonna have a lien on you. They're gonna get their $100,000 from you.
Tell your credit report. Oh,
it's bad. So I want you to understand the liability when you go out there and do something stupid. Okay? Vicarious liability, because a lot of people are gonna get affected. Lolly-dolly, everybody.
oh, yeah, you better go with my favorite one. Deadly Force.
Okay, what's the next one?
Deadly Force.
Oh, that's a good one. Go ahead with deadly force, sir.
Force that can cause death
Mm-hmm.
or great bodily harm.
Everybody understand that?
Mm-hmm.
A force that can cause you to die, or if you get hit with it just right in the leg, it's gonna make you walk with a limp for the rest of your life. That's a big force, right? Mm-hmm. Or if you get hit in the head, they're gonna make you talk real slow. All right. So now, if someone uses a super soaker water gun on you, is that deadly force?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not gonna make you. It's not gonna kill you. Nor is it gonna make you walk with a limp for the rest of your life. All right. But what if somebody had a bat or a golf club?
Yeah.
They're trying to swing at you.
Yeah,
All right. Are they using deadly force upon you?
Yeah.
You better believe it. You hit you in the knees just right, you're gonna be walking with a limp for the rest of your life. Or if you get hit just right, it's gonna kill you. That means you can use the matching force with that or greater. If you're an armed security officer, someone's coming at you and you are in fear of your life, and he's coming at you with a golf club, and you have a firearm on you. I don't care if you don't have a firearm. If you got a knife on you, you better survive that.
Hey,
You better go home to your family. All right.
Hey, what I
If
say?
you got a car, somebody trying to hit you with a car, I don't care what type of force you use. Protect yourself. Everybody understand that? Mm-hmm. All right. So but that person has to be matching. You have to be using deadly force against you. If that deadly force is not there, it's nothing. Hey, sometimes it's best to just leave the area.
Yeah.
Right.
Be quiet and leave. Okay. Any question of that? Minimum force. Give me minimum force.
Minimum amount of force necessary
All right.
to effect the citizen's arrest.
The minimum amount of force necessary to effect the citizen's arrest. Well, that's very important, folks. All right. You as a security officer, you have stopped, you conducted a detention of a person, you apprehend them for stealing, for theft. And your company policy says that you're allowed to put handcuffs on somebody. So you're certified, you place handcuffs on them. You walk them back to your office. Does it require you to do a sucker punch on a guy while he's handcuffed? Or knee him, whatever the case may be? No, it doesn't require all that. You've already used the minimum amount of force necessary. This is what gets people, even in law enforcement, what gets people in law enforcement in trouble. It didn't take all that, folks. You don't have to hit the guy if you don't cuff him.
Right.
Okay? You don't have to spray him with pepper spray if he's already in compliance.
Man.
This is where the minimum force, when people use excessive force, because you go outside the minimum and you say, that ain't, you don't take all that, folks. That is the problem. Excessive force. Okay? So all you need is to do the minimum to get the job done. Firearm. Let's go to firearm, sir.
A device that expels projectile by the use of an explosive.
Folks, in other words, something has to go in order, and when it goes, there's a projectile going to go wherever you aim it at. That's called a bullet.
Mm-hmm.
That's a firearm. Okay? Now, let me ask you, a taser. Will a taser be considered a firearm?
Yes, it do go pop. And it do, yeah.
Is it an explosion?
No.
What makes the explosion is that inside that bullet casing, where the gunpowder, it's going to ignite, make an explosion, and the tip of that bullet is going to go wherever you point it at. That's a firearm. A taser, when you hear that pop, all you hear was that those two prongs hitting that yellow door. And that door is open and it's coming, you got two cobra frames coming your way. But that wasn't an explosion. So that is not considered a firearm. Here in the state of Georgia, follow your company's policies. Here in the state of Georgia, you are allowed to carry a taser. All right? As unarmed. You say it again. You can carry a taser. Follow your company's policy, okay? Because I don't think they're going to allow you to do it here. But if you were an unarmed post and they say, okay, what is okay for our security officers to carry tasers? And it's going to look like a gun. That's what it looks like a gun. You're going to have it right here on your strong side. If you're right-handed, if you're left-handed, you're going to have it on that side. It's going to look just like a gun. Okay? But it's not a gun. It's not a firearm. It's a taser. It's an electronic control device. All right? Georgia statute 509 3-2. Go ahead, sir.
The law that governs security unarmed.
All right, folks. If you go into a book, in a Georgia statute book, that book is going to have a chapter. Chapter 509 is going to be for you, okay, and for your armed security, and for your private detectives. Okay, so 509.3, paragraph 2 is going to govern everything we're doing right now, even in the classroom. Even for me to teach you what I'm teaching you in the classroom, 509.3-2 is telling me to do it. Okay? When you get into the private detective, 509.3-6 is going to be for that. All you need to know is 3-2 for the test. That governs me and you inside this classroom, what we can and can't do. Everybody got that? Okay. Oh, here's the good one. This is the part where the students really love this one. The castle doctrine. And also, we'll go back to the page, the second page, to stand your ground. All right, clear your mind, folks. How many minutes we got so far, sir? What we at?
We got 13. We got 13.
I probably can, it's probably go about 30 minutes. Right?
Okay.
Another 15 minutes. All right, folks, if you got the paper, this is what I want you to write down. Write this down just the way I'm doing it. Castle doctrine. Stand your ground. Use of force. I'm going to draw a little umbrella right here. There you go, a little umbrella. If you do it right. Right, just like that. It'll be perfect. while y'all writing, excuse me, while you're writing, we're gonna talk about it. Once you draw this diagram, folks, today you're gonna learn it. You're gonna expel all the misnomers and all the bad advertising the standing ground law had. Okay? We're going to touch bases with this, we're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna get a good understanding of knowledge of this law. And you will probably see it's gonna work for you, whether you're on duty or off duty. Number one, a man or a woman's house is their what?
Property.
No, what's the old term? Castle. Just break it down, make it simple. A man or a woman's house is considered their castle. That means while you're at your house, all right, you can carry a shotgun, you can carry an AK-47 answering your door, you can carry a 9mm, a machete. Who cares? Because it's your what?
Castle.
It's your castle. You don't need a permit inside of your castle. Everybody got that?
Mm-hmm.
So Georgia is explaining to you that your home is considered your castle. That means you can have and do anything you want, as long as it's legal. Okay? Number two, the car. Wait a minute. Georgia is telling you your car is also considered your castle. Your car is considered your castle. Same way you can have a gun inside your home without a permit.
You can have a gun in your car.
All right? Same way you can have a gun inside your car. Yes, ma'am.
Now you said you can have a gun inside your home without a permit.
That's right.
And you can have one in your car
That's right.
without a permit.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't in actuality.
I'm sorry, say it again.
In your home, and just like, okay, you have a gun in your home.
Okay.
And that you ain't got no permit.
That's right.
And you might have bought it off on the street or bought it from the pawn shop. Now, if it came from the pawn shop, then yeah, you can have it in your home. But if it came off on the street, 9 times out of 10, that gun got somebody by the, it don't commit or somebody don't
Hey,
commit
that's
a
why,
crime.
that's why you don't buy guns on the street.
I'm trying to understand the question. You had a question?
You gotta buy
Yeah.
guns out the gun shop.
Yeah, but you said you can have one in your home without a permit.
That's right.
I'm trying to see how it's that.
Oh, okay, I understand.
That's what I wanna know.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
All right, so you're inside your house, because remember, once you understand, and trust me, folks, the lawmakers in this state is not playing with this. The Sheriff Association tried, and the Police Association tried their best, when this thing came out about 8 years ago, tried their best to say, hey, we need more clarity, man, this is crazy out here on these streets. These people are carrying guns in their cars and everything. The lawmakers made it clear what is distinguished as a castle in this state. Let that man or woman alone. You understand that? They're serious about it. Inside your house, man, you can carry anything you want, as long as you're not a convicted felon, and as long as that weapon is legal. As far as legal, you can't carry a bazooka, that's explosive. But you can carry anything inside your home. You can have anything inside your home.
In your car too.
And in your car, without a permit too.
There's an extension of your home.
It's a castle. That's once you understand this word here, a castle is your castle. Alright? That's your castle. Understand it. I told you this is the part where students love it, and we educate you in this. This way, this time you're gonna educate your family members.
I love it.
Educate your kids.
It's my favorite
Alright?
part.
Your car, you don't need a permit
Mine.
to have that gun on your seat, under your seat, on the dashboard. Who cares? It's your what?
Castle.
That's right.
Extension of your castle.
So even if it's concealed, if it's not in plain sight.
Doesn't have to be in plain sight. Doesn't even have to be in plain sight.
But they always ask you, do you have a
Well,
permit?
for officer
Yeah,
safety is
that's
gonna
what
trump.
I'm
Now, let me be advised, the officer's safety is gonna trump your rights. If I ask you, hey, do you got a gun in your car for my safety? Yeah, I got one. I may, before I write you that super speeder ticket, I'm gonna need you to get out of the car away from that gun. Or I got it on. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I know you're supposed you can have it, that's fine, everything, but I'm gonna take the gun from you. I'm gonna take the bullets out. My safety trumps your rights.
Okay,
at that point in
good.
time.
You said you're gonna take the gun, cause I
Yeah, I take
ain't
the gun
touching
Have you done that too?
it. But I
I'll
ain't
take
touching
it
that
off.
gun. Hey, you
All
gotta
right,
get it
so
off
then,
me.
Because I'm gonna come back, you're gonna come back to my patrol car, and I'm gonna sit here and write you a $800 ticket. Super speed.
800?
I don't want you to get mad. I said, no, you can get your gun. I'm gonna place it on the back of your truck. So when I leave, all right, then you can go and put your gun back in your car.
That man said 800. That gonna make you
I'm
bad.
telling you, this super speedy thing is expensive. 500 plus 300, whatever it can be. Yeah, oh yeah, you better leave. All right. So, any questions with that?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
What if,
Okay.
it doesn't matter who car you're in, it could be a frame car, it would just be considered your castle at that time.
It's your
Okay,
castle.
cool.
That's a good question, bro.
Go ahead.
I was just saying that was a good question. The fact that he
So,
asked if
so let's
it's
say an example. This
Your
is Tom. I'm riding with Tom. Okay.
okay.
I'm riding with Tom. Tom's a convicted felon.
Mm.
He can't have a gun in his car.
Right.
I have the gun on me. Okay? And he allowed me to be inside of his house, his castle.
Mm.
Everybody's he's not in possession of it.
Right.
I'm in possession of it. Okay? You don't want to get Tom locked up for that. Alright. So your car is your castle. Understand the same way the home is, same way as that car. Here you can, like the old days, I know in Florida we can't do it. I can't imagine in Florida that a car was your castle. All the people I pulled over on the turnpike.
Man, you
I
cannot
can't
do
imagine. I can't. Pulling everybody got a gun. And here in Georgia, everybody got a gun.
that. Yeah.
Okay? Alright, so, but here, the lawmakers already made it clear. Don't touch it. Yes, ma'am.
I got a question
Mm-hmm.
about, the question you said, okay, what you said. You said that person is a felon,
Mm-hmm.
but he ain't got no gun.
That's right.
But what if he don't supposed to be around guns, but you in his car?
Well, I'm not a convicted felon, so he's not supposed to be around any convicted other
That's what I'm
convicted
saying,
felons.
but if y'all get pulled over,
I'm the one who have the weapon.
yeah, but he don't supposed to be around the gun.
No,
Won't
no,
they
no,
detain him?
Who's in that position?
Now, if he's on, they're not gonna mess with him, he's not in what we call constructive possession of that weapon, the firearm, okay? Alright, I am. So, now, if he's not on papers, probation, parole, they're not gonna mess with him that much like that. As long as he don't got that gun in his possession, no, he's not breaking any law.
But he don't supposed to be around it.
Well,
That's the point.
That's only if you convicted felon
I
yourself.
understand what you're saying, but again, he doesn't know what I have on up under my jacket.
Okay.
You understand? So he's not in constructive possession, and it'd be hard pressed to charge that man. And he's just a convicted felon. He's just not being. The law says
Right.
he can't be in possession of a firearm.
Right.
Okay.
He's not in possession of it. Now, I think we're getting it mixed up with on probation and parole, not being in the vicinity of one. You might be getting that mixed up. If you're on probation and parole,
No,
you
my,
can't-
my nephew, he just went back down the road.
is he on paper?
Yeah, he on paper, not parole.
Okay.
But the thing was, when he got out, he was on parole. But he was around firearm. And
Well,
they,
it was probably the people who's in possession of those firearms.
Were they in papers too? On papers too? Because if he was a victim felon, and
That's
they
what I'm
was a
saying.
victim
If you're on
felon.
papers, I mean, you just, man, a law enforcement officer come out there and just, hey, how you doing? They know you're on papers too? Put your hand above your head. I ain't doing anything wrong. We still gonna search you. This is part of your paper. Right?
okay.
That's why a lot of people just do the time and don't wanna be on the paper. All right, place of business. Place of business is, guess what? That's your castle.
Mm.
That's why you can go in the pawn shop and you see the owner of the pawn shop with a thick gun on his side.
Stupid.
All the employees with a gun on their side.
Stupid.
You know why? It's their castle. You've been in some of the stores here and the clerk got a gun?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. You better believe it. And you better not mess with him. No law enforcement officer better not mess with him either. The law is clear. The law is clear. That's that man's castle. Or that's that woman's castle. Okay? You can walk around your business as, and the employees. The owner say, I want my employees to be strapped too. Alright? Nothing you can do about it. Now folks, don't get it twisted. That is not when we get this Georgia concealed carry permit, there's no training in this state for that permit. All you need to be is over 21 and pay your $70. There's no training to learn how to shoot it, to learn the laws that you're learning now. Okay, so you can't be security just because you got a concealed carry permit.
Right.
Okay? There's no training involved with that. So don't get it twisted because of the business, and you now the business has all the employees doing security. No, you can't do that. Armed security has to go to this course here and also go to an armed course. Alright, so a lot, you'll see that a lot. You see security companies out there doing the same thing, so-called security companies doing the same thing. Number 4, Airbnb, hotels. Unless that sign on that property owner says, it's gonna have a sign like a gun here in a circle, red dot, no firearms. That means you cannot violate the owner's rights. You go into a store, but that sign's gonna be posted what we call conspicuously. You don't have to look for it. It's sitting right there in your face before you walk in that man's store. No firearms. Big red sign. Prohibited. Alright? If you violate it, that's a second-degree misdemeanor in this state. Okay? You don't want to violate that. So they're serious about that. But if there's no sign there at the Hilton, carry your gun right in there. Okay? If there's a at the Hotel 6, carry your gun with you. That's your castle when you're inside of that room. Now that's what I do. Okay? All right, any question to that? We made sure you understand your castle. All right. Number 1, now, we're going to talk, when we establish this part, now we're going to talk about the use of force when you are outside of your castle. All right, number 1, you got the right to be there. Number 2, you are not the aggressor. In other words, you didn't start this mess. You didn't start this mess. Number 3, you did not pursue / invite the trouble.
I ain't sent for you.
Number 3, you did not pursue or invite the trouble. Last but not least, number 4, you are in fear of your life. Ladies and gentlemen, I attest to you that if you answer you're going to have to answer all 4 positively. Check, 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 check. That's when you can use what we call an umbrella. Folks, an umbrella is designed for it won't rain on your head, am I right?
Right.
Yes.
You want that protection from prosecution from that district attorney. If you use it right, you're going to have to go to a hearing, folks. You got to go to a judge. And that judge is going to check all the circumstances before he gives you the umbrella.
That no bill.
That's right. They're going to check it. You better make sure you check that, and that. Not if you're missing one of them, forget about it. You can still use what we call the self-defense law. That's still in the books. But with this stand your ground law, you better have it checked. You got everything got to be perfect. Once you do that, you can put that umbrella up. Now it won't rain on your head. The state's not going to come down like a ton of bricks. You got some protection. Before then, we had to, let's say for example, and let me tell you how important this castle doctrine is. Back in the day, before this thing started, somebody breaking your house, you better not shoot them. You'll be ending up in prison. Okay, this is serious, and it was ridiculous. I got in civilian law enforcement in '96, and that's what we had to do. Unbelievable. You had to almost coerce somebody that shot somebody breaking into your house, and now it wasn't me. I just seen people do it. They'll take the glasses off and watch my eyes. Just, hey, you're in fear of your life, right? Trying to because they don't want to arrest his homeowner.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's a shame that good law enforcement officers had to do that in lieu of arresting the homeowner for shooting somebody and breaking his house. It's a darn shame. All right? So now we have something that's saying that you do not have an obligation to run from this fool. You can plant your feet solid, stand your ground. You do not have the right or the duty or the expectations to run anymore. Everybody understand that? That law is going to protect somebody, especially if you're living in a community where there's all kinds of violent crimes happening to people.